What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video. And Jurgen Klopp came out and said something very interesting, which has the talk of football at the moment, and I really want to give my opinion because Jurgen Klopp said that Liverpool basically cannot compete with Manchester City, and there are three clubs in European football that nobody can compete with financially, and that's Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain and now Newcastle. And this is because these clubs are owned by three of the wealthiest nations in the world. The United Arab Emirates own Man City, Qatar own PSG, and Saudi Arabia own Newcastle. And I mean, the Newcastle owners have like 10 times more money than Man City owners have, which is absolutely crazy. And the biggest problem is that the Premier League has allowed these clubs into English football after Man City were allowed to be purchased by the United Arab Emirates to do their sports washing project. Actually, the Premier League couldn't deny the Newcastle takeover. They sat on it for like half a season or half a year. But I think that in the background, the UK government stepped in and told the Premier League, you must accept the Saudi Arabia bid. Otherwise, probably Saudi Arabia told the UK government that you will miss out on tens of millions of pounds worth of contracts, because actually the UK government has been selling weapons and bombs and I don't know what to Saudi Arabia for 10-15 years. I don't know exactly. Some guys in the comments who are better educated on this topic than me, let me know. But I think in the background, surely the UK government told the Premier League, you have to accept the Saudi Arabia bid. Otherwise, Saudi Arabia probably told the UK government, we will pull those contracts and you will lose out on massive deals. And this could be a very deep, different conversation on Saudi Arabia doing wars in Yemen and with the weapons that they bought from the UK government. So it's very shady, very dirty business. And now the Premier League has sold its soul to money and profit. That's all they care about. They won't punish Man City, they won't punish Newcastle. All they want is a league where everybody spends incredible amounts of money. So the football itself is the highest quality. There are the biggest stars come to the Premier League. And yes, the Premier League as a product is brilliant. It's great to watch. But at what cost morally? I always wonder, what do you guys think about that? That is the topic of conversation in today's comment section. So let me know your thoughts. And now I want to get you Jurgen Klopp's thoughts, who said when he was asked what Liverpool must do to keep up with Manchester City, and Jurgen Klopp said, oh, you don't like the answer, but you will not like the answer, but you all know the answer already. Nobody can compete with Manchester City in that. Maybe Newcastle in a few years can even outspend Man City. But it's said that maybe the Premier League title race will come down to, in the future, who can spend the most money at the top of the league. You have the best team in the world, Jurgen Klopp said, and you put in the best striker on the market, no matter what it costs. You just do it. And I also want to interject here, some absolute dumbasses on Twitter saying, oh, Darwin Núñez cost more than Erling Haaland. No, he hasn't. Yes, maybe the transfer fee is slightly more, but Erling Haaland is on 4 times as much wages as Darwin Núñez. Do you guys have a brain who comment like that? I know probably those guys don't even watch my videos, but those guys who say Darwin Núñez costs more than Erling Haaland, do you guys realize that Erling Haaland's agent fees were like 20 million? Just the agent fees, not the transfer fee. And then Erling Haaland is earning 4 times as much as Darwin Núñez. So across a 5-year contract, that's almost 100 million pounds. So I don't understand how these guys can just look at the transfer fee and nothing else. And Jurgen Klopp continued, Man City will not like this answer, nobody will like it, but you asked the question, but you know the answer already. We cannot act like them. It's not possible. Not possible. Liverpool don't have the unlimited finances and unlimited financial backing of a whole country, which is one of the richest countries in the world. And Jurgen Klopp said there are 3 clubs in world football who can do what they want financially. It's legal and everything fine, but they can do what they want. We have to look at we need this player, we need that player, we have to look here and make it younger player, here a prospect, a huge talent. And that's what you have to do. You have to act very smartly if you are Liverpool in the transfer market. There is very little margin for error. If Newcastle sign or Man City, if Man City sign a £50 million player, it's no problem if he doesn't work out. You can just sell him and buy another £50 million player. And you can do this every single year until you get it right. And of course you can sign one of the best managers in world football, Guardiola, because you can throw unlimited amounts of money at him and he will crumb. And Jurgen Klopp said, and I think this is very crucial, it's not a problem at all for me to compete with Man City. It's like it is, but don't ask me that question, because you always open this discussion and in the end it's me telling you that nobody can compete with Man City, but you all know it, you should know it. It's not possible to deal with that, and it will be like this. And I love the last part of this Jurgen Klopp press conference. He said, I heard now that someone at Newcastle said there is no ceiling for this club. Yeah, that's right. He's absolutely right. There is no ceiling for Newcastle United as well. Congratulations, some other clubs have ceilings. And you can hear in Jurgen Klopp's voice that he is pretty angry and disappointed at this, because the Liverpool owners were banking on financial fair play rules being strictly monitored and punished if somebody breaks financial fair play rules. But nothing really happened with PSG, nothing really happened with Man City. They weren't punished by UEFA on a technicality, but probably the Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates guys and the Qatari guys said, we will sue UEFA into oblivion. You don't realize how much money these guys have. They can hire 50 of the best lawyers and they can drag out legal proceedings so much and for so long and for such amount of money that they could actually they could make UEFA bankrupt through these legal and court cases. They could counter sue and try to drag out these court proceedings so much that UEFA would actually spend so much money on these lawyers. And the Man City owners previously said that we will sue UEFA for years, so they spend an insane amount of money, and this is pocket change for these guys. UEFA don't have as much money as the United Arab Emirates do, or Qatar do, as the whole country, obviously. So these guys are not messing about, and it's like having a mafia in charge of football clubs in England and also in France for PSG. So yeah, that's what it has come. English football has come down to this, and it's a really, really painful and really sad, I think, that Man City are sweeping up like 60-70% of trophies in the last like 5, 6, 7 years. They have won 4 Premier League titles in 5 years, and I don't see anybody really competing with and beating, Competing, I can see Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea competing with Man City for the title, but beating them to the title, I don't see anybody really in the next 3-4 years, at least until Pep Guardiola leaves. That's my only hope, that Guardiola maybe wins the Champions League and then he goes to another country and leaves Man City, because I think Guardiola himself adds another 10-15 points every season to Manchester City, who are already brilliant, and without even a manager they would achieve easily like 80 points every season. But Guardiola just adds that 10-15 point of difference, which makes them pretty much unbeatable. That's my honest opinion. So I would love to hear your opinion on this topic. Do you think anybody can compete with Man City and Newcastle and Paris Saint-Germain financially? Do you think it's fair that these clubs are allowed to basically just spend whatever they would like and build teams that cost £1 billion, one or maybe even more? Let me know in the comments below. And also I want to tell you guys that Jurgen Klopp said that Darwin Núñez should forget the comparisons with Erling Haaland. He should just focus on his game and be more relaxed in front of goal, because sometimes Darwin Núñez is too nervous and a little bit too excited when it comes to scoring clinically his chances. The best strikers always have ice in their veins, and they are so cool and calm in front of goal. Darwin Núñez, I think Jurgen Klopp said, would have scored a couple more goals if he would have played in the center of this Man City team this season. He would be a really good striker for them as well, finishing the situations off. We have to improve our game, Jurgen Klopp said, to bring him more often in situations and all these kind of things. I don't know, I hope he's not in this process where he compares himself with Erling Haaland, but I think he's really making steps here. You could really see it in his face and everything. This goal was really important to him that he scored against Rangers. Like all the goals are important, but it looks like somebody closed it for you. You can do what you want, but the goalkeeper brings a hand on it or foot on it. Everybody says, yeah, you have to finish differently. But how I said with the goal from Bobby and Joy's pass, Bobby could put it in each corner, but he didn't. He just hit the ball and it goes through the legs. That's what a striker does sometimes as well. If the luck is running, then the ball goes through the goalkeeper's legs. If it's not running, you hit the foot of the goalkeeper and the ball goes out and doesn't end up in the goal. The first chance for Mo Salah, now it's chip from Thiago in behind, and Mo doesn't hit the ball properly. If he hits it a little bit better, the ball rolls in the goal already. So we need these moments. Let's keep going and don't compare. I hope he's not doing that and doesn't think about that. I don't see that. We are in our situation and we want to sort our situation. That's all we are concerned about, to be honest. So Darwin Núñez should forget all the outside noise. He should forget the comparisons between himself and Erling Haaland, and he should just concentrate on his own game, because the season is still very, very long and Darwin Núñez can still have a very successful season. But even now, with him a little bit struggling in front of goal, he still has one goal every 2 games on average, about that, a little bit maybe lower. So that's still a pretty good return. But Darwin Núñez has so much potential, so much finishing potential. His expected goals is higher than what he's delivering right now. And at Benfica, he outscored his XG, his expected goals, by 10 goals. He scored 10 more goals than what he was supposed to score when it comes to the quality of chances that he got. So at Liverpool, I think he will score a lot of goals between now and the end of the season if he stays fit. And Jurgen Klopp was asked, does he have special plans to stop Erling Haaland? Like always, he said, obviously when you play against, for sure in the moment, the best striker in the world, you have to make sure he doesn't get that many balls. And that's what you have to defend before you come into the challenge with him. So that's what we will try. But against Man City, obviously the problem is if you close Haaland down with too many players, then you open up gaps elsewhere to all the other world-class players. So that will not make life easier, but it's a challenge, it's a football problem, and we will try to find solutions. The good news is Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp already knows how Man City will play, so he can prepare Liverpool tactically, and hopefully defensively we will be better. I think we are already showing signs that we are better, because Konate is back and Joe Gomez at right back is more solid than Trent, and Konate is faster, more agile, more athletic than Joel Matip, so already that's an improvement. And also Konate looked like he is playing week in, week out for Liverpool. It didn't look like against Rangers that he missed 2 months with an injury. And Jurgen Klopp said, Bobby Firmino is in a really, really good moment. I'm really, really happy for him, even when it's for us, obviously not the best moment we have ever had. It's helpful when these boys at least still know where the goal is. We just need to spread the goals a bit more to different games. Let me say it like this. We should not focus on one. We score 9 goals against Bournemouth, 7 goals against Rangers, and then in other games we struggle sometimes to score. But how I said, positive things always helps all of us and footballers as well. And Jurgen Klopp said this about Manchester City. Look, when you play Man City, results left and right are not really important, because this game requires all your focus, requires all the things you know about football. It's everything. I said it a couple of times. I enjoy preparing the game really, but it's anyway the biggest challenge you can face in football. And that's the funny thing about it. Guardiola said the same, that Guardiola said that the biggest challenge for him is facing Liverpool. These are the 2 best teams in English football of the last 5 years. No matter what other fans or other football clubs fans say. Yes, Liverpool are in a difficult moment still, but this is still a great Liverpool team, and hopefully we can show it on Sunday. Jurgen Klopp said football is all about closing down spaces, closing down players, having challenges in the right areas. And with Man City, it's always you close them down here and then they are there And if you close that gap, you open up the other gap, because the pitch is so big, we only have 10 players to close all the gap. So always a challenge. What I want to say with that is, it's not that we now feel different or whatever. It's a home game, it's at Anfield, it's us against Man City. Yes, they are in the moment definitely the best football team in the world. That's how it is, but we will give it a try anyway, knowing there are no guarantees. But we know we get help from a full Anfield, and we will try to use that. And that's crucial. The Liverpool fans who go to Anfield against Man City, sing your hearts out, make the most hostile, the most electric atmosphere possible, because the Liverpool players need it. And Man City also don't like to play in those kind of atmospheres, because they are not used to it. At Man City, the atmosphere is not great at the Etihad. So come on Liverpool, let's beat Man City. And that's it for today's video. I'm going to try and bring out a new Liverpool career mode episode as well later today. So thanks for watching. See you later guys. Goodbye.